Hey guys, how's it going? Brandon here. Welcome back, you guys, to another Pokemon team builder. Today, we are finishing off Pokemon Sword and Shield with the team of Scorbunny, Raboot, and Cinderace. Now, before we get underway, like any other team builder, of course, quick disclaimer just to say that this is opinion-based. You can change anything about the team, movesets, natures, the Pokemon themselves, anything. It is your journey through the Galar region. I'm just giving you a nice little basis, something that you could go off. Definitely make sure to let me know what you do and what you change and what you used with your Cinderace team in the comment section below. Without further ado, let's get into this. Alright then, you guys, so kicking off the team, of course, is our starter. It is indeed Cinderace. And I'd like to say, for all the starters in this game, this is the strongest 3 starters for as an in-game like comparative in so long. I'd probably say, since Generation 4, I want to say these are that strong in-game. Maybe you could say Sun and Moon were all very equally different. I feel like in some places they were a bit lackluster. These are, well, especially for like in-game, I feel like in-game Hyper Offense is definitely the way to go. Like if you want to play bulk in-game, like that's fair dues. If you want to play bulk in-game, you play bulk in-game. You be the biggest bulky bastard that there is in-game. Like, but in terms of like in-game, I feel like just Hyper Offense is just the way to go. And I feel like all 3 of those really have just like been absolutely spot on with their like Hyper Offense. And Cinderace is no different. Base 116 attack, base 119 speed. It's just quick, hits hard, and gets the hell of it. And its defenses and HP aren't bad either. 80 HP. Base HP is very good. 75 defenses is pretty good. Special attack 65, do not worry about this. This guy's a physical attacker. Pyro, which is its special move. U-turn for good initiative if you need it. Zen Headbutt just for a bit of coverage, and Iron Head for those fairies if they become a bit annoying. Adamant Nature, base 1 base 19 speed is really quick. You do not need to boost that any higher. So why not? Let's just boost our attack as much as humanly possible and give it the Adamant Nature. Of course, you get Scorbunny as your starter. It evolves into Raboot at level 16 and then into Cinderace at level 35. This thing is just your typical like starter, will run through the game. It will be your companion for the longest time, and it will just hit hard and do the absolute work for you. And fantastic mon. I feel like it's going to be really good in the competitive scene as well. Probably the best starter in the competitive scene since possibly Greninja maybe. Just all of them just have come out on their own and really showing their stuff. It's a fantastic starter. And it's our first Pokemon, of course. It is Cinderace. On to the second team member then, you guys, and we have the doggo that is Boltund. This was where I was making these teams and really thinking like Toxtricity really could have fit into most teams. But I decided not to put it in this one because I didn't want to duplicate any mons. So I was like, let's use the good boy that is Boltund itself. In-game, this thing does just fine. Its stats are quite lackluster, and I'll be the first to admit, like, yes, the second you look at those, they are quite lackluster. It could be a physical or special attacker. I've gone with a physical one on this side. Wild Charge, Play Rough, Crunch, and Psychic Fang, so good coverage across the board. Access, obviously, Stab, Wild Charge. Play Rough's always nice. Crunch and Psychic Fang's just for good, hard-hitting coverage move. Adamant Nature, it's base 121 speed. This team is quite very hyper-offensive, I'd like to think, that I've gone with. So, base 121 speed, this thing is really bloody quick. So if you need someone just to come in and get that final attack and you know it's going to outspeed, like this is your thing to use. If you really want that much speed, you could run a Jolly Nature or a Timid if you're running a special one. You can run Modest if you want to run a special one. But having that base 90 attack boosted by the Adamant Nature just gives it that bit more extra physical hard-hitting power. And like I said, in-game, it does really well. Early game, Yamp is really good for like if you're going around trying to complete the text, catching the mons, it gets Nuzzle straight away. So you're paralysing, you can do a bit of damage and swap into something else. It evolves really early at level 25, so you even get Boltund as you're coming up to Nessa. So it really does do a really good job in-game. And if you want to swap it out later for a bitter electric type, in your opinion, then by her, like, go ahead and do so. It is your journey. I wanted to use Boltund at least one of the teams because I know a massive fan of dogs. And just, I love its design. Yamp is cute as shit. You know, it's just one of those mons where it's like, I had to put it in at least one team because I know everyone loves it and everyone thinks it's great. Competitively, it's going to be let down, but this isn't competitive. This is in-game. So in-game, I'm telling you, it does just fine. If you haven't used one, I'd recommend it, especially early game. It's sort of one of those early game mons that will do you really well for a certain amount of time, and then if you want to switch it out, by all means, then go ahead and do so. But it will do you just fine. It's our second team member. It is Boltund. Alright then you guys, on to Pokemon number 3, and we have a non-Gen 8 Pokemon this time. It's only our second one in this team, but it's Roserade. Now, straight away I'm going to say, like, if you want to have Appleton in here, is Appleton the apple, it's the grass dragon type, this would be the one to swap out, and then I could see people maybe getting rid of Boltund for Toxtricity and having it that way with this team. That would definitely work really well. I really wanted Boltund in the team. And then Appleton is a bit funny depending on the certain game that you have, and I try not to use version exclusives. It's not a version exclusive itself, its evolution is like based on your version, so it was just a bit funny to me, and I was sort of like, I don't want to cause a bit of like hassle and confusion between people, so I was like, let me go simple, and let me grab Roserade, because it is arguably the best in-game grass type in any generation. This thing is awesome. I've used it multiple times before. You know how much I love Roserade. It's an in-game mon. Base 105 special defense, base 125 special attack, base 90 speed. This thing, like I said, adding to a hyper offensive team, this thing puts in the work. Timid Nature to boost that speed, so really high speed, base 125 special attack, stab in Energy Ball and Sludge Bomb, coverage in Dazzling Gleam and Shadow Ball. This thing just does so much work. You can get Badoo as early as Route 4 as well, so it's quite simple. Level it up by Happiness to get Roselia, and then use a Dawnstone or a Shiny Stone. That's a Shiny Stone, not a Dawnstone. Use a Shiny Stone to evolve into Roserade. You can get all the stones in one certain place. They're all behind like the Italians. You can also get loads of stones from raid battles, and I know loads of you are going to be doing like raid battles throughout the game. So this should have no problems in terms of like getting the items and being able to evolve these things whatsoever. Roserade just in general is one of the best in-game mons. It's quick, it hits hard, it's got good defenses. Physical bulk on this team is non-existent, by the way, just to let you all know, so maybe some people might want to switch a few things out of physical bulk. I noticed this while like making like the graphics and looking at the team back, like physical bulk is non-existent, but it's hyper offense. We don't take hits, we just one-shot everything. That's the whole point of this whole thing. You just one-shot everything, or you take a hit and you set up and you just sweep. That's the whole point of this team. So hyper offensive players are going to love this team. If you're not a hyper offensive player, you might want to swap a few things out, but of course, like I said, it's all just opinion based. You can use actually whatever you want. But yeah, like 13-member Roserade, absolutely fantastic. Have never used a Roserade before in game, use one. It's absolutely fantastic. Since Gen 4, it's since come out, it's been absolutely just bombarded with just on my teams all the time because it's just that good. As a 13-member, of course, it is Roserade. On to Pokemon number 4, you guys, and we have a Polteageist. Now, hear me out with this one. Like, I've spoken to a few people about this mon, and I've had so many mixed feelings. I've had some people say, oh, it's trash, it's not very good, and I've had some people say this thing is absolutely broken. And I agree with the people to say this thing is broken in terms of an in-game mon, and I want you to hear me out on this. Okay, this thing's got base 134 special attack. Yeah, okay, amazing. Base 114 special defense, base 70 speed. Okay, its defenses not so great. Attack, okay. Nasty plot. If you know you're about to take a physical hit that you can live, so it's not super effective, it will activate this guy's ability, which is, I believe, a weak armor, which will double your speed. So in one turn, you could get double speed and Nasty Plot, linked with Psychic, Giga Drain, and Shadow Ball. Giga Drain recovery, Psychic just because why not, and Shadow Ball just as a stab hard hitting move. This thing just sweeps through teams. If you're able just to hit everything, like neutrally at +2 and then +2 speed, you're outspeeding everything because you're now base 140 speed. And you're now, if it's double, base 200 and fucking, it's not quite that. But, you know, you get what I'm saying. Stats go through the roof. Speed and special attack go through the roof. And suddenly things are just dying. You've taken a hit, they've got a water type, you Giga Drain, you one-shot, you get all that HP back. You're now at full health, +2 speed, +2 special attack. Nothing's going to kill you unless, and this is like literally looking at like competitive, unless they have priority, which in-game things don't tend to have priority unless they randomly do have Sucker Punch on something, like, you're just going to sweep teams. And that's exactly what this thing does, and it's overlooked because I think it's just a teapot. In terms of evolving this thing, it's a specific item that you find. I can't remember off the top of my head where it is. Just Google it. If someone asks me in the comments, I'll have a look and I will let you know. But Google how to evolve Sinister into Polteageist. You need a specific item, and then you just use it. Use it straight away. It's not like one of those where you evolve it and then Polteageist won't learn any moves. Just evolve it the second that you get that item, and then you've got your Polteageist, and then it will still learn the same level up moveset as Sinister. But it's really good. This thing is really underlooked. Timid Nature like to boost up that speed in case you're going to take a special attack. because then if you're going to have to take a special attack, your base 114 special defense, you're going to be able to take that hit. And still, without clicking Nasty Plot, base 134 special attack is still a lot. Like, you're still going to be one-shotting a lot of things throughout the game with this thing. It's absolutely fantastic. Please use a Polteageist if you haven't already. It's really underlooked, and I think in-game wise, it's really, really solid. It's our 4th team member. It is Polteageist. Moving on to Pokemon number 5, you guys, and we couldn't have a hyper-offensive team without this hyper-offensive water monster that is Barraskewda. Now, looking at the stats, you're probably thinking, oh my god, shit HP, terrible defenses, rubbish special attack. What does it actually do? It has base 123 attack, base 136 speed, adamant nature. You just one-shot everything. Liquidation stab, poison jab, coverage 1-up, drill run to drill, there you go, to drill into electric types, see, recovered there, and a crunch, just again, stab, not stab, it's not a dark type, this thing should actually probably be a dark type, just for a bit of coverage. This, like I say, base 123 attack is so good, plus adamant nature. You don't need to up your speed, you're already base 136, this thing just goes to town. Added with a rain, if you want to do a rain team, this thing gets swift swim, outspeed everything, just everything dies. Chuck a life orb on this thing and things will just drop. You can get an Barraskewda, is that how you pronounce its previous evolution? As early as Route 2, you guys would just pick this. You can get this mon throughout the game, or Barraskewda throughout the game. You just pick it up whenever you need to. It evolves at level 26, so it's a really early, like having a level 26 mon that's got base 123 attack is just a bit silly. Like, it will just put in the absolute finest of work for you. An absolutely fantastic mon. It fit in this team absolutely perfect. With the hyper offensiveness of this team, I was like, I have to have Barraskewda in here. Fits in there perfectly. It's a fantastic water type. Really give it a go if you haven't. A lot of people probably looked and go, oh, it's just a second-rate Basculin. Nah, this thing is just ridiculously good. So please use it if you haven't already. It's our 5th team member. It is Barraskewda. On to the final team member then, you guys, and we have Frosmoth. I couldn't not put this thing in team. Snom is one of the cutest Pokemon to come out of any generation ever. It is just adorable, and the way you play around with like Pokemon Camp, it's just adorable. And Frosmoth's actually really, really solid in game. It gets access to Quiver Dance, which is literally going to be your main thing. If you can know you're going to be taking a special attack, and you can get that Quiver Dance up, suddenly your speed's up, your special attack's up, your special defense is up. You've got Giga Drain for recovery, Bug Buzz, Ice Beam for your stab hitting moves. We've got the Timber Nature to boost up that 65 base speed, because you don't need to boost that 125 special attack. Get that more speed and a bit more in there, and you'll be able to sweep this thing with this thing, and it actually does put in the finest of work, as a lot of people don't think it does. We got Giga Drain, of course, for the rock types as well, being 4 times weak to rocks. I know a lot of people don't like mons that are like 4 times weak to something, but it's going to happen. You're going to get those typings that just clash. And being Bug Ice is a really cool typing as well, I'd like to point out. I love Bug Ice, that just sounds awesome. Like, 2 of the weakest types as well. Probably makes people look at Frostmoth and go, oh my god, 2 of the weakest types. This thing's really good. I love this thing. It's really nicely designed. Snom's absolutely, like, brilliant. Evolution-wise, you need to have Happiness during the day, if I remember correctly. During the day, and then Badoo into Roserade, I believe, is at night, or the other way around. I can't remember. But like I say, everything you can find evolution line is online. I know it's by Happiness, that's why the heart's there, that means happiness. So just look up online just to double check with yourself, just so you don't need to change your clock on your Switch for no reason whatsoever. But as an in-game representative, this thing really does put in the work, and when the spoilers, the Dragon Gym comes along, you'll be happy you have this thing, because you set up a Quiver Dance, and goodbye Dragon Gym. You got a Dynamax? No, I'm at +1 Ice Beam, at base 125 attack. Goodbye! Because it just absolutely destroys it. Unless it's Duraludon, of course, then you'd probably want to switch out, because a Steel type move will absolutely batter this thing. But then, of course, you've got Cinderace for that, and just different things. You'll be able to deal with it, trust me. So yeah, as an in-game reserve, this thing is just really, really solid. If you haven't tried out Snom or Frosmoth yet, please give it a go. Even if you just catch a Snom and play around at Pokemon Camp, I'll be happy, because it's absolutely adorable. It's our final team member. It's fantastic. It is Frosmoth. Alright then, you guys, so that is going to be it for today's Pokemon team builder for Scorbunny, Raboot and Cinderace. Let's quickly run through that team one more time. We have Cinderace, Boltund, Roserade, Polteageist, Barraskewda and Frosmoth. If you've enjoyed, definitely make sure you hit the like button down below for us, show support towards the channel and the series. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Turn the bell on to get notified of any new team builders or Pokemon videos coming your way. If you want to check out the description, of the locations of the like mons that you can get. So I let you know where you can get like the basic forms of the mons. If you need to know any of that information, it'll be down in the description below. Also in the description will be the playlist to the Sword and Shield team builders and any other generations that I've done in the past. So you've got Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, Emerald, Leaf Green, Diamond Pearl, blah blah blah, all that lot. They're all in the description down below, so definitely make sure to check that out. A shout out again, once again, to my girl Sammy for the amazing artwork for Scorbunny. Her links will also be in the description, so make sure you check her out for your artistic needs, because she does a fantastic job. But with that being said, you guys, that's it for the team builder today, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!